Well, hi there. My name's Charles Ray Dawson. I'm the residential sales manager and associate broker of ProStar Realty. This is the Unnamed Real Estate Podcast episode. I think I typed 156. Yeah, 156. So hope you guys are doing pretty good. I am actually recording this on Wednesday because tomorrow I'm driving out to Mesa and taking one of my clients on a guided tour of various I keep wanting to call them nursing homes, but you don't call them nursing homes. They can be assisted living facilities or independent living facilities. We're going to go out there and look at a couple places because he's getting ready to, we're using the term smart size. And it's like, hey, do you really need this 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with the pool and everything? Because it's too big for you. You can't take care of it. You don't have any roommates. Let's get you into something else, especially because he's got a residential nurse coming in for like 5 hours a week or something. He needs a little bit more care. So that's Steve, the broker, just told me that he heard that this is the year of, they're calling it the silver tsunami, right? Where more people are hitting the age of 65 this year than ever before. So here comes the retirement. And I don't know why this is at a shock to anybody, all right? I remember people saying back in 2007, boomers retiring was going to be a problem. Well, here they are. And like we've been talking about for quite some time, the, housing is going to have a little churn. Now, that being said, I talked to this lady last week who was, retired with her husband, and she was absolutely convinced they needed at least 3,600 square feet and at least 4 bedrooms. So everybody's lifestyle is different. Everybody's change is different, and some people want to go bigger. Some people want to go smaller. It is what it is. So that's why I'm recording today on the 31st of January, first month in the bag. Let's get this all wrapped up. So national news, not a lot going on nationally. Some various articles about various brokerages and whatnot. International, though, China's major real estate company, I can't remember the name right now on the top of my head, has actually filed for insolvency. So basically they went bankrupt, and that is really screwing up the Chinese real estate market. And if you think what we got here is bad, and if you ever want to learn about stuff that you have no impact on your life, although I shouldn't say that, and I'll cover that in a bit, go research about Chinese real estate and how they do that. That is like the number one place people in China put money into, right? And it got to the point where they're like creating little mini corporations to buy a condo. Like 5 or 6 people get together, create a little mini corporation, they sell it, buy a condo. And the problem is when you want to sell that and liquidate it, you got to get everybody to agree. So they got a problem. It's rattling its way through the money markets and stuff. Will this affect us here? I don't know. I haven't given that much thought about it. People are interested in investing in land. I mean, look at what happened with Canada. The entire Canadian West Coast is pretty much owned by Chinese nationals, and that has driven normal Chinese or Canadian citizens out of the housing market up there. It got to the point where Justin Trudeau actually banned the sale of Canadian real estate to foreign entities. Right? So they can't put money in Canada. They don't want to put money into China. And of course, we might not loan you the money to anybody who will fog up a mirror, but we will sell land to anybody who can fog up a mirror. So let's see what happens with that. Interesting number. I got an interesting chart for you guys to see real quick. So, these are the numbers for January 31st, 2024. Actives this week are 15,519, up 26 from last week. Our new listings were 2,037, which are actually down 117. Our contracts are 2,357, which is down 6. And our closings last week were at 1,244, and coming soon to an MLS near you is 671. So interesting. Actives went up a little bit, but contracts and new listings went down. Why for the delta? Remember, guys, it's the houses coming back onto the market. That's what always changes that thing up, right? Fell out of escrow for whatever reason. Right. Our supply this week on the Cromford numbers is at 63.4, which is up from last week. Our demand is at 74.3, which is up for last week. And our overall Cromford report number is 117.1, which is also up from that week. And remember, everything over 110 is considered buyer's market. Now, looking at our individual areas, all right, Chandler's still leading the pack at 187.6, definitely a seller's market. Same with Gilbert and Fountain Hills and Glendale. I think I'm going to start doing the 150 and above is definitely, that will be the term, I'll say definitely a seller's market. All right, and then we have Phoenix, Scottsdale, Mesa, Avondale, Tempe, Peoria, okay, and that rounds up what would be considered on the seller side, all right? Surprise is balanced at 100.5. Goodyear, Paradise Valley is also considered balanced. Cave Creek is considered balanced, which, you know, is interesting because they were originally a seller's market or a buyer's market a month ago. And rounding out the bottom, Queen Creek, Buckeye, and Maricopa, of course, is your bargain bin, all right? Guys looking for a deal, it's Maricopa. So this is a chart I wanted to show you. All right, this is one of those things that we only look at on the real estate side. Right? This is a real estate chart. This is off the Cromford report. This is a contract heat ratio heat map. What that means, it's the ratio of how many houses are for sale and how many houses are under contract. All right. So if you have 100 houses for sale and nothing under contract, you're going to be here at 0, which they call barren desert. All right, and the coldest, it depends on the ratio. If you have a 1-to-1 ratio, your number is going to be 100, and that's going to be considered hotter. Okay, this little number right here, and then we start turning in the, and then they actually had to come up with grays to cover how bad it got. Why do they have 1,000 plus as what the frick? Because there were zip codes that had 1,000-to-1 contract to sale ratio. Think about that. For every one house that you had for sale, you had 1,000 of them that were already under contract. All right. Normally a 200, which would be considered frenzy, that's 2 houses under contract for every 1 house for sale. That's your ratio. All right. And the reason why I just call this up because I want you to see, okay, looking back at this, Chandler. Okay, remember Chandler's leading the pack. Let's go look at the Chandler area on this. All right, that's down and around in here. You can see the ratio going on. Notice Gilbert, also considered really good. Do we track Gilbert on this one? Yep, there's Gilbert right there. All right, and so on and so forth. Now, when you're talking Phoenix, all right, remember Phoenix is pretty big and has a bunch of different colors. I don't know if you can see that little light blue rectangle right there that my cursor's on. Right above between the E and the N in Phoenix. Yeah, that's my zip code. I'm actually living in one of the coldest zip codes in Phoenix right now. Don't know what's going on. Why? I like the place. A lot of it has to do with, you know, just our size of the houses. Right? But look out here in Goodyear, this area, Glendale, this area, Ahwatukee, right down in here. You know, you can see where the heat is. Okay, and you can also see, you know, Wickenburg. It's cold as ice. And willing to sacrifice my love. So this is what we're going to keep watching. Now, if I brought this thing up live, you would actually literally be able to go back in time and watch the little heat islands and whatnot pop up. So I might start using this more and more as time goes on, especially to start knocking out these individual little zip codes. In case you want to know, that's 85015 right there. 85014 is right there. That little sliver of orange, that's 85012, which is an intriguing little zip code, and so on and so forth. So if you want to look into an area and you're like, hey, Ray, you know, instead of just looking at this chart over here, going, hey, let's go look in Maricopa, let's go look in Buckeye, let's go look in Queen Creek. Why don't we take a look at this chart too? All right, and start saying, well, Gilbert, Queen Creek border right there, that might not be the area we want to look into. But down here, Santan Valley, parts of Apache Junction, definitely. So, what else is going on? You know, like I said, just sort of knocking this out, as you can tell, with the light and the sun and everything. You know, I'm doing this pretty late in the day on Wednesday. Nothing major and anything else to report. So, this one's almost a placeholder. Once again, watch your children and pets around water. Do not drive in anything flooded. Looks like we're going to have some sun here, although I have heard we're supposed to get another polar vortex sometime in February, so stand by for that. Continue to work your circles. You guys have a great weekend, and, like, share, and subscribe. Also, we just rolled out a new CRM system this week. I literally just email blasted everybody in my CRM, so if you got an email from me, or if you didn't get an email from me, I apologize for the upcoming spam. Please respond, otherwise they'll keep coming. All right. Thank you much, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later.